So, when talking about anime, one of the biggest compliments that I can give any anime on a personal level is the day that I watched an anime, did it make my day better? And if the answer to that question is yes or resoundingly yes, then that anime is deserving of a lot of praise. And for me, really, Skeleton Knight really deserves said praise. Like, Skeleton Knight every single week. So every single week I go and I look at my calendar here. I'm like, okay, Thursday I watch Skeleton Night, and every single week I go, okay, Thursday is gonna be a good day. And every single week since its launch for the last 5 weeks, it has done that and it has delivered on making my day better. So just so you guys know, after I watch Skeleton Knight, I go and I do my regular 9 to 5, and I genuinely have a better day because it puts me in a better mood. I'm laughing and I feel good and I just have a great time watching it. I'm typically going over and I'm sipping on some coffee, maybe eating a banana or something, and I'm just, I'm having a good time while watching it, and then I'm able to come and talk to you and say, hey, like, this is what happened this week in Skeleton Night, and it just genuinely makes my day better. And there was a couple of moments here in the anime that was really that really elevated it for me. The first moment that I have to talk about is what ended up happening, kind of like towards like the latter portion, latter half of the anime, which was when Ariane was messing with Ponta, and she was like, "You're fuzzy wuzzy wuzzy," and she was getting all up in Ponta. I mean, she was getting in that fuzz, like all kinds of stuff. And then our boy Ark comes back, because he went to go kill a boar or whatever. He comes back and he was like, I'm gonna get up in those fuzzies too later, Ponta. And Ponta's like, ha. And it's just funny because like Arian's demeanor is like, strong and put together, and the thing that broke her down was Ponta and her unnerving need to go and love up on this creature, which is extremely cute. And I loved it, and I hella laughed during that scene. I especially hella laughed when Ark ended up coming back after he killed the boar, and just his reaction, just looking at her, just like, it was just such a freaking, like, it was just such a good moment for the anime. And I'm telling you, like, they're just like, after that I was just like all smiles. The other moment was when they went and they saved the other girls, right? They got the other girls from the castle, and they saved the other girls from the marquee. And Ark accidentally breaks the wall. The dude that I thought that he hit up like the tree, I thought, that guy's dead. He lived somehow, but he was effed up. But which was the marquis's son. So he puts him up against the wall, and he breaks a hole in it. And there ended up being, as you saw, there ended up being a lot of gold and stuff in there. And him and Ponta go in, and their eyes just like, "Ooh, we got something." And the moment that I really laughed was when Arian was like, when the all the people were coming in, right? The soldiers or the hired men, whatever, they were coming in to defend. And Ark's like, "Yo, I'm gonna need you to go take care of that, cause me and Ponta got something to take care of in here." And eventually, she comes back in. He's like, "Yo, we need a lot of capital." You know what I mean? Like, if we just leave this here, they're gonna end up like just redoing this whole little scheme again. So he jacks all their money, and I love that. And the reason that I love that so much, and the reason that it entertained me so much, is like, yeah, that's exactly what you would do if you were reincarnated, transported, whatever the case is. If you're sent to another world, like, you're not gonna care. You know what I mean? Like, I won't give a f about like this random dude, who I can like snap his neck in a second or whatever. Like, homeboy's like undead. He's a skeleton. He's a knight. This guy's a piece of crap for what he was doing, right? So get back at him. So yeah, I'm gonna take your coin. I'd probably be like, every person I beat up, I pickpocket him. Like, yo, I'd be like Naofumi when they if you remember in Shield Hero, when Naofumi and Raphtalia and them, when those bandits, tried to like take the dude that they were escorting, and he ended up having them all go in line and give them reparations, basically. Like, and I would jack all their stuff. So the reason that I vibe with that so much is because, like, yeah, that's exactly what you would do. You would go in and you would just jack these people. You know what I mean? Like, you gotta take all this stuff. So I like how he took all of it, and then they ended up making their way. Obviously, you guys saw they made their way to they're making their way to the fairy village. And I'm excited to see on not fairy village. I don't know why I got fairies in my head. They're making their way to the elf village, and I'm excited to see kind of what comes next because obviously Ark's extremely excited about that. 'Cause he's like fantasy, so that's gonna be really cool. The last note that I want to hit on is I was very surprised that I never thought that Ark would reveal himself to anybody or ever, outside of Ponta, right? Because Ponta knows, Ponta can see. But I didn't think he would ever reveal himself to anybody. And when he revealed himself to Ariane, I was actually extremely surprised about that because I just never thought it would happen. I thought he would just hide his identity. But I like that he revealed himself, and then he revealed himself. He made up, a backstory saying like, "Hey, yeah, I've been cursed," and she was accepting of it. And obviously, whatever feeling she has towards him, not like on a romantic sense, just like from like as a person. You know what I mean? Like the fact that she is trusting in him, and I think she sees a friend in him and somebody who could be viable in her life. The fact that even him being a Skeletor didn't deter her makes me like Arian even more. And I just find that really interesting. That again, like I said, I never thought I would see him reveal himself to anybody, and the fact that he did is good, and the fact that he was accepted is good, and that'll just make for more adventures. Okay, I know I said last note. The very, very last note that I want to touch on is last week on last week's episode, I made a call or a play, and I said I think this anime was going to end up being is because the elf girl was introduced. I think now that the adventures that are going to be told to us storytelling wise is going to be him joining with her and them go on different adventures to go and save the elves across the land. That was the call I made last week, and I just want to pat myself on the back because that's exactly what happened. She made a play for him saying, "Hey, now you can come and you can help me. Do you have any plans?" He's like, "No." "Okay, we're going to take you out of the village. Then you can help me save the elves across everywhere else." So that's exactly what I called, exactly what happened, and I feel pretty proud about that. All right, my friends. Those are all my thoughts. Let me know what you guys thought about this week's episode of Skeletonite. I personally enjoyed it. I enjoyed the Ponta Fuzzy Wuzzies. I definitely really appreciate you guys being here for another week. Let me know what you guys thought in the comments down below. And guys, I'll see you guys next week for next Thursday on Skeletonite Thursdays. That doesn't even sound right. I'll see you next week. Peace out.